Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and the reverberations of WandaVision are still going so strong that I opened up the garage door in my studio today because it's such a nice day here. I thought, let some sun in. Maybe that'll add some positivity to my take on WandaVision and the MCU in general. And I'm happy to report, actually, I am feeling more positive. Guys, I can't give you my review yet, but I did see The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Episode 1. And I will be premiering my review tomorrow at 12 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow morning. You can set the premiere. I'll put it at the end so you can set an alert and join and watch me talk about something, because I can say my social media reaction, which is that I loved it. I really did love it. So I don't want to overhype it. I'm not going to spoil it, but I implore you to watch that review tomorrow. I think it's going to be helpful for certain fans like me who struggled with WandaVision. And again, I'm not here to just knock on WandaVision, but I want to echo a little bit here, given that I titled this video the way I did. The fact that Benedict Cumberbatch has to apologize for the WandaVision Doctor Strange cameo theory bust is just yet another reason why, I think some of us had problems with the show. And look, I hear it a lot. Come on, it's not fair. You had these built-up expectations, Andy. Don't blame the showrunners for not giving them what you think you would have done better. And I hear that criticism. At the same time, the show set up those red herrings throughout, and then didn't pay them off. And that's a problem with the writing. You don't set up, as I've said this before. You don't say the gremlins can't get wet and then never get them wet. You can't set those sort of things up in a story and then not neither deliver it or deliver something even better. And the fact is, the showrunner, Jack Schaefer, has put out there and has admitted she didn't even know who Mephisto was until she started doing the press, talking about all the red herrings and theories and things out there. There was never any conscious intention on my part to create any Mephisto red herrings, because I didn't know who Mephisto was until I started doing press, she said in an interview following the season finale. She also said, why did we talk about the devil so much? Well, that's just a coincidence. He wasn't ever part of our storytelling conversations. We were very clear that the big bad is grief, and then the external bad is Agatha. So as a viewer and as a lover of the show and the characters, I didn't want anything more than that. And I think for a lot of us, that's the problem. It's the problem we had. You set those expectations up with your red herrings, talking about the devil, talking about the astrophysicist that I'll go talk to. There were a lot of those sort of moments that were like, oh, that means something's coming. That's what TV shows tend to do. And in a world of Marvel, with all the MCU stuff that's come before it, I mean, of course our expectations are going to be high. And furthermore, I will add, and before I keep knocking on it, how do you not have a nerd in the writer's room that knows this stuff? It's like, you're the writer of the show. She's admitted she didn't read the comic books. I don't get that. We had a conversation about last night, and Lewis was like, Tim Burton always admitted he didn't read the comic books. But Tim Burton didn't write it. He directed it, he did a visual, and she's the showrunner and sort of charge of it all. If she's not going to read it, why didn't you diversify the room to have one nerd who actually knew all the material to make some suggestions or perhaps warnings to say, hey, be careful here. Fans are going to think this is Mephisto. So are you sure you want to allude to that, et cetera, et cetera? That's where I think the show made the mistake. I think they're going to learn from it. Honestly, I really think they are. And I know a lot of fans still really enjoyed the show, and I'm happy they did. I wish I could have enjoyed it as much as they did. I really did enjoy moments of it. But all I'm saying about all of this is that if you had the same concerns I did, which I know a lot of my audience did, and you weren't as huge of a fan as some of the other people out there, give the next show a shot. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I don't want to overhype. You can tune in tomorrow, like I said, for the premiere of my review. But I'm telling you guys, I really think this one is clearly what they wanted to release first. It was supposed to be released first. And I think this one will sit well with everybody. I think this show could unite Marvel fans that have been divided through sort of the frustrations and the stretched out nature of WandaVision. And I know that was not for everybody, but for some, I really do think this show could bring us together in a way that some fans may not be prepared for. And I think some fans are. A lot of fans have been looking forward to it. But I'll be honest, it wasn't until the last couple trailers where I realized, all right, this could actually be kind of cool. And tomorrow you'll find out my thoughts. And then soon enough, later that evening, you'll be able to watch it. But let's talk about this main issue and the main part of the story, because I want to focus on this story too. Because the fact that Benedict Cumberbatch had to apologize for the fact that WandaVision sort of really alluded that the Doctor Strange cameo could happen, but then didn't, is again indicative of sort of the problems of the storytelling, I think, of that show, the writing, where they just sort of were not prepared for the fan expectations. And granted, it's their show; they're allowed to write what we are, and we have to start lowering down our expectations clearly. But you have to then not set out so many red herrings and things that clearly allude to, is that going to happen? And you make sure your cast doesn't say, huge cameo that I was so excited to work with. As funny as I see he was trying to be with Paul Bettany, that didn't help either. And even Elizabeth, everyone's like, yeah, I knew that was going to get him in trouble. Anyway, here's what Benedict Cumberbatch said. So obviously with all the fan theories, he was on Jimmy Fallon, and I don't know why Jimmy Fallon was so weird about it, but Jimmy Fallon, now the show is already old and out, they were trying to carefully talk about it, the two-week-old episode, and Jimmy's like, well, I know you can't even, maybe we can't even say if it did or didn't happen, but if it didn't happen, what would you say about not being in WandaVision? And that's when Benedict Cumberbatch said, well, tries to play with Jimmy's weird bit. If it didn't happen, then I am sorry about that. So the article's a little bit of a fib, but he does apologize. It's not a complete lie, but it's under this weird pretense. But it just proves Benedict's been hearing it a lot. Like, are you going to be in the show? Are you going to be in the show? You're in the show, right? And even he's just sort of like, guys, I can't talk about it. And sorry, I guess, no, I wasn't in the show. He goes on and talks about sort of how great it is to work with Elizabeth, because Lizzie, as they're both doing Multiverse of Madness next. She's amazing. It's a very exciting next step for Wanda, the actor joked, but then mentioned he couldn't say anything else because they're bugging his house. He does that bit, which a lot of Marvel people do. But as they were sort of awkwardly talking about it, he said something else funny. I'm just like, I feel like I got to be careful. I don't want to turn into Tom Holland. So he did throw shade at Tom Holland, who always ruins things. And that's why I think Tom Holland is saying Tobey Maguire's not in the movie, because he's trying to do the complete opposite of what he usually does, which is, I think he'll be proud at the end. See, I lied for Marvel. See, that's what you guys, I tricked you. You believed me. I really think that's what he's trying to do. Spoiler alert, Tobey Maguire's girlfriend just liked all of the Spider-Man casts on Instagram. So remember where you heard that first, right here on Popcorn Planet. Exclusive. There we go. I got one in. So there you go. Exclusive. As for this story, it is what it is. The fact that Benedict Cumberbatch, Doctor Strange, has to be out and promoting his next movie. I forget what even movie it was, but nobody cares about the movie he's promoting because they got to hammer him on, why weren't you in WandaVision? Why weren't you in WandaVision? Did they consider you for WandaVision? What's going on with WandaVision? We Marvel fans are intense. I'll accept that. I agree with that. But come on, guys. You got to know now what you're in for when you're making these shows. And that said, get excited because... guys, I think a lot of you will be, I hope you guys will be happy. And what's very funny is if you go see the Snyder fans are already downvoting this video. Even though I recorded this before I released all my Snyder stuff, this review has nothing to do with the Snyder Cut. I don't know why they're making it about them. They're so sensitive, but I don't compare it at all. Don't talk about it. The only reason I'm telling you guys is if you go see a bunch of hate comments and things, the hate engagement is high already in this premiere because they're like, how dare you love this and not Snyder Cut? Guys, come on. I might now make the comparison video because of the hate clicks and comments I had to mute because it was just insane. I don't want those people on the channel. Go away. Why do they care so much about what I think? Those of you who do care what I think you'll be pleasantly surprised to hear my take on this one. So I'll put this at the end of the video. You can click on it, and then you can go click the set reminder. Is always a good way, and that way it'll remind you as it's going premiere. And the premiere will play it live at the start, so you can all watch together and leave comments together. I'll try and get in there in the comments together too. But yes, as Trust Gang says, I'm getting hyped now. Don't get too hyped. I don't want to overhype, but yes, I think you can get hyped. And Benedict Cumberbatch, sorry, people are still asking. It's never going to go away. It's WandaVision's fault. They set up our expectations too high with all those red herrings. And Jack Schaefer, look, I'll give you another shot, but please read a comic book next time, or at least hire someone for your room that read the comic books so they can help you. That would be pretty wise. I think let's make sure that you got one hardcore WandaVision nerd in there that can help you actually do it. Am I crazy in that? Come on, can we all agree on that? Why would she reveal that? Come on, man, don't tell us that. You admit you didn't read comic books, and then you admit no one in your writer's room knew who Mephisto was or what was going on. I think that's really, really, really a bad look. But there you go. If you like these sort of takes and this type of stuff, make sure you have subscribed. Hit that subscribe button, and you can check out these videos. In fact, there it is, right on the left. You can go hit, and if you watched it, it might already be up. If it's not, go click it and click Remind Me, and stay tuned for the premiere. Thanks for watching, everybody.